Welcome to Get Beyond the Buzz with your host, Susan Cromer. Join Susan and her guests as they explore the subject of medical marijuana and CBD, separating the myth from reality in the journey toward a better quality of life. It's about getting healthy, not getting high. Now, here's your host, Susan Cromer.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining me. I'm really excited to get started with our first show ever. Today's show is going to be about me, Susan Cromer, your host, and why I am doing Get Beyond the Buzz. I call myself an unintentional medical marijuana advocate. It started, I was a distributor for an agricultural product that I was introducing to the United States. And as I approached prospective clients, they kept saying, Susan, you really should be talking to the marijuana growers. But it was back quite a few years ago when the industry was not as established, and mostly it was California, Colorado, only a couple states. And I thought of it as probably legal at worst and kind of shady at best. And I really wasn't comfortable with the whole idea. So I just would laugh it off. But as time went on, I ended up watching a CNN series by Dr. Sanjay Gupta called Weed. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. You'll learn a lot from it. It will really educate you on what good medical marijuana can do. So after watching that, really touched my heart, and I talked to my business partner, Tina Williams. She watched it also, and she has 4 children. I have 4 children, and we were really moved to try to do what we could to get more product, especially CBD, into people's hands. So the agricultural product that I was speaking of before, we did end up approaching some growers, and they were using the product because it would increase the amount of CBD in the plants, which would obviously create more CBD, and our hope was eventually to bring the price down and make it more affordable for everyone. So while this was going on, it seemed like every time I went out of the house, I'd end up talking to someone, and they would mention how a loved one was sick or had anxiety or depression or PTSD or was in chronic pain. And I'd ask them if they'd heard of CBD, and normally they hadn't. And then their first question would be, well, does it get you high? And I would say no, it doesn't have enough of the THC in it, which is the psychotropic ingredient in cannabis that makes you high. So then they would say, well, is it legal? And I'd say yes, in all 50 states. And we talk some more. And then usually the last question would be, well, where can I get it? So I really didn't have a great answer for them because there's so much variety out there, and you don't know it's confusing because you didn't know, what's the best product for you and what your issue is and what dose and who is really making a product that's got enough CBD in it, for example, to make it effective. And so Tina and I kept educating ourselves on and talking to people, and the more that we did that, the more that we decided that we really we felt compelled to help in a more definitive way. So my background is in education. I was a high school and adult education teacher, and also am trained in a lot of alternative healing methods. So I have a very strong desire to help people and help them improve their lives. So the more Tina and I talked, the more we decided that what would make it easy was to bring the education to people by interviewing real life people and talk to them about how they have used medical marijuana or CBD in particular to improve their conditions, and also to interview industry leaders and experts and find out why they're doing what they're doing, how they got involved. Because I think you'll find, as we have, that most of the people in this industry are not in it just for the money. They're in it because their heart's in the right place, because they have a desire as well to improve people's lives. So that is why I'm doing Get Beyond the Buzz. I think that you will learn a lot from these interviews, and I hope you'll enjoy them. Please go to our website at www.getbeyondthebuzz.com. We have lots of information there to help you gain the knowledge you need to safely and effectively use medical marijuana and CBD. And we'll be adding